Erin began as the first hurricane of the 2025 Atlantic season. Early on, it surged to a powerful Category 5, with winds touching 160 miles per hour. Even as it weakened while moving north, Erin remained very large, according to the National Hurricane Center. That meant hurricane-force winds stretched outward up to 125 miles from its center. At its peak near the east coast, sustained winds were still measured at 90 to 105 miles per hour, plenty strong enough to turn the ocean into a threat.
This is it. Oh, it's going in now. Yep.
Oh, and it propped up sick too.
Although the storm never made direct landfall in the continental U.S., its impact was immediate. Beaches from the Carolinas to New England saw dangerous waves, rip currents, and flooding. By the time Erin approached New Jersey and Maryland, it had already knocked out power for more than 150,000 people in Puerto Rico and battered the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos with heavy rain. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy declared a state of emergency. He pointed out that rip currents had already been seen in recent days along the Jersey shore, and the next 48 hours would be no different. His warning was clear: people should avoid entering the water because the ocean itself had turned deadly. Signs reading "water closed" appeared on beaches. Lifeguards and local officials pleaded with beachgoers to stay out of the waves. Even though the skies looked calm at times, the ocean was deceptive. Beneath the surface, powerful rip currents could drag even strong swimmers out to sea in seconds. New Jersey was not alone. Across the mid-Atlantic and New England, officials stressed the same message. The storm may not come ashore, but its effects were very real. Farther south, Maryland was facing its own risks. In Ocean City, waves climbed between 7 and 12 feet on Thursday, with slightly smaller but still dangerous heights expected on Friday. That meant severe beach erosion, flooded streets, and currents strong enough to trap anyone who dared to enter the water. Local authorities took no chances. Ocean City's Emergency Services Director, Joe Theobald, announced that swimming and surfing were prohibited. Beaches stayed open for walking, but the ocean itself was off limits. It was described as a proactive step to protect residents, tourists, and first responders. The National Park Service followed suit, closing Assateague and Island State Park Beach to swimming and water activities. The decision wasn't taken lightly. August is peak tourist season, when local businesses depend on visitors. But the threat was too dangerous to ignore. Beyond the beaches, Maryland's inland communities also faced risk. Storm team meteorologists warned that Annapolis and towns along the western shore of the Chesapeake Bay could see tidal flooding 3 feet above normal. For neighborhoods that sit close to the water, even a few feet of rise can mean flooded basements, swamped cars, and roads cut off. Residents along the tidal Potomac and low-lying areas near Alexandria, Virginia, were also warned. The water was not rising as dramatically as at the coast, but the slow creep of tidal flooding carried its own dangers. The broader context made Erin feel even heavier. U.S. weather experts had already predicted an above-average hurricane season, fueled by warmer sea temperatures linked to climate change. From June to November, each storm now carries the potential to grow stronger and more destructive. In North Carolina, still reeling from last year's Hurricane Helene, officials were already on edge. Days before Erin reached its peak, Governor Josh Stein declared a state of emergency. National Guard troops and swiftwater rescue teams were stationed along the coast. That decision proved wise. More than 75 swimmers had to be rescued from rip currents in Wrightsville Beach alone. Highway 12, the only road link on parts of the Outer Banks, was shut down as rising waves flooded it. Ocracoke Island was cut off from its ferry terminal, leaving residents and tourists stranded until waters could recede. For communities built on narrow barrier islands, storms like Erin highlight just how quickly connections to the mainland can be severed. One of the greatest dangers Erin posed was invisible to the eye rip currents. These narrow, fast-moving channels of water pull swimmers away from shore, often faster than they can swim back. In 2025 alone, at least 27 people had already died in the U.S. from rip currents by the time Erin struck. On average, about 100 people drown from rip currents each year, making them one of the ocean's most lethal hazards.
Rip currents are really dangerous. The current is so strong that most people can't even swim against it and will get pulled right out. Even in some cases, an Olympic swimmer will get pulled out.
Officials pointed out that more than 80% of beach rescues each year are linked to rip currents. That's why so many beaches, from New York City to Long Island to New Jersey, put up red flags and barred swimming altogether. The ocean may have looked calm, but the danger lay beneath. Erin's strength changed often. After reaching Category 5 intensity, it dropped to Category 2 with winds around 105 miles per hour as it moved northward. Forecasters said it might briefly regain strength before weakening again. By Friday, the storm was expected to transition into a weaker system, eventually bringing rain to the United Kingdom. This unpredictability is what makes hurricanes so unnerving. One day a storm is a monster threatening entire coastlines. The next day it is downgraded, yet still dangerous. The fear surrounding Erin was sharpened by memories of other disasters. Just weeks earlier, flash floods in New York City and New Jersey had claimed lives. In July, Texas Hill Country floods killed more than 130 people. The season had already proven lethal, and people braced themselves for what more might come. Even a year ago, Hurricane Ernesto never touched the coast directly, but still caused major coastal damage with its swells. Erin carried the same kind of deceptive danger, powerful even from a distance. For New Jersey and Maryland, Hurricane Erin was a test of readiness. Emergency declarations, beach closures, and evacuation orders were all tools used to save lives. As Erin moves on to weaken across the Atlantic, families in New Jersey and Maryland are left picking up the pieces, grateful it wasn't worse, but reminded of just how quickly it could have been. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss updates on the rest of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. Drop your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next update.